Hi, and thanks for joining me as I attempt to walk the West Highland Way. The West Highland Way is a 96-mile trail which takes you from Milngavie near Glasgow in the south all the way up to Fort William in the shadow of Ben Nevis in the north. You start by walking along country parks and trails out into the Loch Lomond National Park and then onwards into the Highlands towards Fort William. Hope you enjoy what follows. Thanks for watching. So I'm about 15-20 minutes into the walk and I'm in Mugdock Park, and it's a really nice forested area. At this time of year there's lots of bird song. Really nice broad trail, as you can see behind me there. So yeah, it's well waymarked. There's lots of signs. I haven't looked at the map once yet. In fact, I hope I've brought it with me. It's somewhere in the rucksack. So that's the first 15-20 minutes done. So I've just picked up on this what looks like a disused railway track. I'm pretty sure it is. It's just dead straight, goes through the fields. Got the Campsie Hills over on my right there behind us. So we're well and truly out of Milngavie now, maybe about 7 miles from Drimmen. You may have noticed that I'm carrying a orange supermarket bag from a well-known supermarket chain, and there is some significance in that, carrying my lunch in it. Significance being a little tribute. I want to pay a little tribute to one of my favourite YouTubers, Head for the Hills Scotland, Hermit Hill. He did the West Highland Way probably a couple of times, I think. If you haven't seen any of his YouTubes, have a look. He's both informative and entertaining. Takes a wry view of life on the trail. I really enjoyed his videos, but sadly passed away a few years ago, I think 2018. But he covered many of the trails in Scotland. I think it was his ambition to do them all. The Scottish National Trail is one of the trails that he was currently doing. Anyway, live well for less. RIP Head for the Hills Scotland, Hermit Hills. Check him out on YouTube. Well, just like everyone else, I have to film this. It's the gate with the fancy mechanism. Just have a look at this. There's no latch on the gate. You just pull it open and the weight comes up. Woo! So just a little progress update. I'm probably about a mile away from Drimmen now, and first glimpse of Loch Lomond over my shoulder there, and the hill in the distance is Conic Hill, and that will then take us down to Balmahar. So I'll see how I feel when I get to Drimmen. It's 3:15. It's light till about 8 o'clock, so I'm feeling quite good at the moment. I could continue on possibly, but we'll see. So that looks like a possible campsite. Let's have a look down here. The fire pit, so somebody's been here. Right, I think this is where I'll call my home. Hoping that this is going to be a okay campsite. A little bit of a view down there towards the top end of Loch Lomond. Well, that was a bit of a hard pull. I'm just up on the sides of Conic Hill now. Start of day 2. About 45 minutes into the walk, and I've got the first view of Loch Lomond over here. Clouds are down, so Ben Lomond's in cloud and the Arrochar Alps, but otherwise it's a fair morning. So the footpath takes you around the side of Conic Hill and down to Balmahar, but it seems a shame to go past the top without going up there, so I'm going to see if I can find a way up onto the top and get a view from up there. I'm just leaving Balmahar, and I've met Abbie Barnes, very kind of well-known YouTuber, and she's had a bit of a chat with me, and I may actually be in one of her videos, so we'll see. Anyway, we're here down at Tom Weir's statue. Tom Weir's a famous sort of I suppose pioneer really of, you know, hiking and camping and walking in Scotland. Wrote lots of articles and books about Munro bagging and all that kind of stuff, walking in Scotland, and there's a statue to him. Apparently his sister was called Molly Weir. I think she was like a TV actress. Anyway, there we are in the Flash advert. Tom Weir. So it's quite up and down, this bit of path here actually. I've just climbed up onto this rocky outcrop, and then I know the path goes off down to the bay. So yeah, I guess you shouldn't underestimate this section along Loch Lomond. I certainly won't get to the top end of Loch Lomond today, that's for sure. So I'm going to take it a bit easy this afternoon, see how far I get. There, about a mile past Roedennen, the controlled camping area finishes. I think it's Ptarmigan Lodge, something like that. So I'm hopeful that once I get up there, depending on what time we're at, I'll be able to find somewhere to camp. This is the stuff that keeps you going when you're doing the West Highland Way. I've just arrived at Roedennen Hotel, and quite a few others here getting the same sort of thing. So I found a place to camp, end of day 2. There's a nice water supply just up here, and I'm right down by the Loch Shore. I haven't quite reached Inversnaid, maybe about another 3-4 miles up to there, and then Ben Glass Farm, I don't know, probably about another 6 or 7 I would say, maybe 8. It's a long old walk up Loch Lomond. Anyway, there's the campsite, nice pitch, and just through the trees there you've got the goats. Can't quite see them. Let's have a look. Yeah, there they are. So this is my little cooking setup. I've got a little butane canister, a Soto Windmaster gas burner. I think that's a 750mm titanium pot, and I've just got some water in there. I'm going to boil it up. I realise there's goats nearby, so can't be too sure what the quality of the water is around here. Anyway, so that's boiling up. I'll then put the noodles into there, and then once the noodles are cooked, I'll add some tuna. So it's noodles and tuna, followed by an apple and a little easy peeler orange, which I picked up in one of the little stores. Bon appetit! Oh, good morning all. It's the beginning of day 3, and I'm just south of, maybe a couple of miles south of Inversnaid hotel, hoping to get through past the loch this today, and maybe up towards Kinlochleven, see how I get on. Weather's really settled at the moment, although rather overcast, but it was a pretty good night last night. Found a reasonably good campsite out of the camping management area as well, so that was good. Oh, this is impressive. I'm just maybe half a mile past Inversnaid Hotel, and the path is really scrambly just around here. Nice views across the loch towards Araka. Well, I wondered when I'd come across this little obstacle that everybody films. It's the tree and the rock with the path going between. So let's see how we get on. Is it possible to get through with the pack? Just approaching Dune Bothy. I think it's a bothy here, and the way ahead goes over that little saddle there. About another 3 miles I think to Ben Glass Farm. So that's Ben Glass campsite. We've got some really nice facilities there. I mean, obviously it's a campsite as well, if you happen to be there at the right time. It's just early afternoon now, so I'm leaving Ben Glass campsite heading towards Kinlochleven. But they've got a pub there, and you can get a nice sort of lunch, which is great on something like this. You're not having to carry so much food with you. Get stocked up with water. They've got a little shop there as well, so it's handy. Anyway, onwards towards Kinlochleven. In the hills around Kinlochleven, and I have to say this is about the nicest, well-groomed track I've ever walked on. It's like a garden path. It's absolutely smooth and compact. It's just a perfect trackway. So that's the highlight of the West Highland Way above Kinlochleven somewhere. Lovely. So at this point above Kinlochleven, you can drop down to Kinlochleven. Various facilities down there, but the West Highland Way continues up that path there. So that's the way I'm heading now, towards Tendrum. The Kinlochleven crossroads is where we are just now. Morning all, start of day 4. I managed to get beyond Kinlochleven yesterday, came through the forest and down onto the road here. You can just maybe hear some road noise, and I was actually very tired. It was about 6:30, that sort of time, and usually I like to try and find a campsite by 6 o'clock. I didn't want to go on to Tendrum. Tendrum's about another 2, maybe 3 miles up the road, so I came down through the forest across the River Fillan. You can see the bridge there where the route goes, and then came down this track here alongside the river, and I found a reasonably good campsite. There is a farm just over there, but I'm behind the trees and I'm outside the perimeter fence of the fields, so I haven't been bothered, thankfully. Today I'm going to pick up the trail which goes up to Tendrum, maybe pick up some breakfast there and some resupply, and then go on to Bridge of Orkey, that kind of classic route where you see the flank of Benderain coming down into the glen, and then once I'm at Bridge of Orkey, go across to Inversnaid, and I think hopefully I'll stop there because it looks like there's some good wild camping places there. So see you on the trail. Oh, according to the information board over there, this is an old lead smelting site. They've obviously used some of the lead in between the stonework here of one of the pillars. But if you look around, there's absolutely nothing growing here. Probably because of lead contamination, maybe. Anyway, Tendrum is just around the corner by the looks of things. So I've arrived at the Green Welly shop and I am just resupplying. That'll keep me going for a little while. So we've just entered Argyll and Butte, and see the way ahead. Got Benderain covered in cloud, unfortunately, on the right, and Bridge of Orkey around the shoulder of the hill there. So following the railway line and the busy road, quite a lot of traffic on there, Easter Saturday. And views from here, looking out across the Black Mount towards Inversnaid and Forest Lodge and the Black Mount and over towards Rannoch. I'll pick the camera up and do a bit of a panoramic view. It is really clear, thankfully. It's improved as the day has gone on, so the tops are beginning to come out. Let's have a look. So that's the view looking west, and the Black Mount proper with some snow in the gullies. Down there is Inversnaid and Forest Lodge. Over towards Rannoch Moor, the Moors and the grey corries away over there. And with some wind noise now, the hills opposite Bridge of Orkey. So I'm just getting organised, but this has to be one of the best camping spots I've found. It's near Bar Bridge in the Black Mount on Rannoch Moor. The bridge I think is just down here, and there's this kind of like area I think where they've pulled out gravel and foundation stones for the road, and it's left some level areas. I'm going to get some water and then set myself up for the evening. Morning all, it's start of day 5. I'm just leaving Bar Bridge on Rannoch Moor, heading towards King's House, and if I've got the energy, Devil's Staircase, and over to Kinlochleven. So here's Bar Bridge. I camped on that little knoll over there. There's the guy just packing away. Quite a dry place, not many spaces. And that's the view this morning. Could be worse. Well, it's just a bit of we've just got a bit of light rain, but nothing too serious. But despite that, it's still a very, very impressive landscape up here. So we're looking down towards the top end of Glencoe. I'm going to do a little bit of a slow panorama. So you've got the Black Mount to the extreme left and the Buckisle Etive Moor in the mist in the distance, Glencoe, and the expanse now of Rannoch Moor. You can maybe see traffic on the A road below. The weather looks a little bit brighter over to the east, but here a little bit of steady rain. Buckisle Etive Moor, and I think that would be Bidian further down on the left. Well, I'm on the Devil's Staircase, and yes, I should have taken my jacket off. So I made it to the top of the double staircase. The Belach and the Col is just ahead of me there, and we turn our backs on Glencoe and the fantastic mountain scenery behind and head over to Kinlochleven. And I've kept the jacket on, because I'm too bone idle to take it off. I'm on the path leading down to Kinlochleven, and the clouds have lifted high enough now to see, get a nice sort of view across Kinlochleven down there into the Moors. Binion Moor, Binion Beg, Sgur Island Moor, all of these names I remember from doing the Munros a few years ago. Okay. Oh really? Yeah. Well, good morning. It's the start of day 6, and I'm in the glen above Kinlochleven, just to one side of the kind of ruined cottage. Can't remember the name of it. So it's a little bit of a shorter day now back into Fort William. As you might be able to hear, it's been raining all night and raining again this morning. And unfortunately, one of the pegs on the tent came out during the night, big gust of wind, and I wasn't aware of it, but it blew the sidewall in, and my shoes are full of water. I managed to keep my shoes dry until now, but they're both soaking wet along with whatever else is out there. Anyway, I'm having some breakfast, and we'll pick back up along the trail so long as it's decent weather for filming. And then the rain stopped, and I can get all my gear away nice and dry, and there's even a patch of sunlight down there. How good is that? So I'm just in an area that's been fenced off by the Forestry Commission. You can see the fence way up there, and it goes away down alongside the river down there. But it's nice to see these little probably Scots pine by the look of it, just tiny little trees coming through. So in years to come this will be a bit more of a natural forested area, I assume. So just coming over this little top now, and there for the first time is the view of Ben Nevis. And there's a little bit of dusting of snow up there. So I'm now on the forestry track leading back down into Glen Nevis, Fort William away in the distance. So that's the West Highland Way end point, and Glen Nevis over on my right there is the final kind of party piece for this long distance walk. If you've found any value in the video, please give it a like, a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.